Hello, guys. Hello. So we'll wait a few moments to allow people to come. Okay, so people are coming. That's a good sign. So Savannah here coming.
Hi,
Hello. Nice to
how are
see you
you?
again. I'm really okay. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm so excited for this.
I'm so excited too. So people are coming, and hey
Okay.
guys, thank you for accepting our invitation. I'm really
Yes,
excited about this. So I'm gonna introduce you a little bit, and as we talked before, I'm gonna say the rules about the comments and about the questions and about respect, and afterwards we'll begin. It's okay for you?
yes. I'm going to turn you up because I can't hear you.
Okay.
There we go.
So my special guest for today is Savanna Palafox. She's a wonderful woman and a beautiful one and a very strong woman who will show us today that we can overcome our challenges in life and we have all the resources that we need to do that. That's right, Savannah, right?
Yes, that's
So,
right.
so thank you so much for allowing us and inviting us to your inner world.
Thank
And
you.
I know that it's very hard for you to do that. Thank you
Yes.
for that so much. I saw a little bit of your inner world and I really saw a lot of love there. And I think that's really amazing. And I think I'm gonna start crying before you today. So today will be a heart-to-heart conversation with Savannah. We're gonna talk about the power that's within us, okay?
Yes,
And we're gonna talk about life, about challenges, and but most of all, we're gonna talk about the importance of our mindset, right? So this is really
correct.
important. Before we start, I want all of you to imagine that between us, between Savannah and I, and all of you who are watching us, there is a sacred space. Okay, this is a sacred space here, and in this space, we have to show respect. We have to show love, and we have to show understanding. So today we're gonna be visitors in Savannah's inner world. So we're gonna respect this place and we're gonna respect our intimacy. This is why all the comments and all of your appreciation and your questions will be sent in a private message to me, and I will send your questions to Savannah, and she will answer you. And afterwards, we agreed together that I will post, and you can do that. We'll post some stories, Instagram stories, with your questions that will be anonymous, and Savannah's answers. That's correct. So
Correct. Yeah,
I think this is the most. This is most important to do. To do it like in an intimate way.
correct.
Okay. So, moreover, all the information about the challenges that you want to know that Savannah overcame and what happened to her, you can find all this information on her page, Exceptional Heroes. And I totally recommend you to do that and take time to read her posts because you will find meaningful posts and answer to your questions. So you're not going to put the question here. You're gonna send your questions to me in a private message. I will send them to Savannah and she will answer to you. Okay? So we agree to that.
Yes.
So Savannah, whenever you're ready and it's comfortable for you, we can begin.
Okay, I just first want to say thank you so much for having me on here.
Thank you. I thank you. I really, you
And
inspire me.
Thank you. And I just want to let everyone know that Cami and I did go over these questions so that I was aware of them and I wouldn't be triggered by any of them. And she also had, I also had my therapist look over them. So everything she's asking was approved and
Yes.
nothing is crossing, I guess, the line, as we say.
And we agree that this is the most important thing to do so when we talk about trauma and when we talk about sexual assault or any assault. Okay?
Correct.
Even if
Yes.
it's a live, even it's an interview, or even if it's a discussion or the conversation in a family or in a couple. Okay?
Yes.
We have to respect the sacred place, the sacred space between us. So we're
And
gonna
I
do that.
agree with you.
And you know the question, I don't know, I know the answers from your post, but we didn't talk about the answers. You just saw the
Correct.
questions and you went through your with your therapist. So please, 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 because I'm so excited that people, my people and the people that follow me will know you and you're an inspiration, as I said. So please tell us something about you. What do you want us to know about you?
So this question can sometimes, depending on the person, sometimes they feel like they have to tell, like, I guess, the negatives of themselves, but I don't want, people already know about my various disabilities and such, so what I want people to know about me is I am just a goofy person sometimes. I'm a fanatic for Marvel. I love my animals and I love hanging out with family. Family is a big part of my support group. Whenever we go places, we're like the village is here because there's a whole bunch of us there at one place, and I love friends. And yeah,
I'm so excited that you said something else. Yes, as you said, you wanted us to know you in a different way, and I
yes,
like that. Okay, I like it. It was a
thank you.
positive way to see you.
Yes, yes.
And what you inspire me is that you look at life with positive vibe and a positive mindset.
Thank you, thank you.
And
It's sometimes not easy, but you can find it if you truly want to.
yes, being happy is harder than being sad or
Yes,
anxious. So this is
yes.
scientifically proven. So you're really strong to do that.
Thank you, thank you.
So what else? What do you want us to know about? We're gonna talk about exceptional heroes. You know that we're
Yes,
gonna talk
these
about that.
guys.
Is there something else you want to tell us about you? Everything that is comfortable, okay?
Yeah. Um, Something else I would want to say is that there is I always like to think that you want to be the inspiration in your own life.
Mm-hmm.
Like we always look up to other people and stuff, but we're not that person. We're never going to be in their shoes. We don't know what's behind closed doors because on social media you only see most of the time the good stuff. And
Yes.
so you always think you want to be that person, but you really need to be the inspiration in your life, which I try to be the inspiration of my life.
But we can be inspiration in our life, but in inspiration to others. And you're doing this, whether you know
Thank
it or not.
thank you. Thank you.
So before we move on, this conversation will have like 50 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to go through these questions and have the freedom to talk about them and not speeding. Okay,
Okay.
so how do you think that what happened to you influenced you in a physical way, mentally, emotionally, and in your dynamics with others, for example? Just
So
tell us as comfortable as it is for you. Do not go deep. You know that I mean that. If people are interested to know what happened to you, they can follow your page, Exceptional Heroes, and they can read your post because you wrote really beautifully and you said everything that people need to hear need to hear, okay? So don't
okay.
go deep in your life, just in general terms.
Okay, so I guess the way it it impacted me was that a lot changed. I'm not the same person I was before what happened. Um, I feel like I came out wanting to help people more. I always was wanting to help people. Before what happened to me, I was volunteering at certain groups with my therapy rabbit. I was helping with research with autism. So I always wanted to help people, but I feel like afterwards I wanted to do more. And that was part of my healing was helping others. Because when I came home, I I would just sit on the couch and not do anything until I found Somi, my therapist, and I realized that I needed to go back to helping people and volunteering with my animals. So that always stayed the same. I feel like, but it just increased more
Mhm.
with wanting to help people even more so.
So
And
you found love here in a bad
yeah,
situation, in a negative one, in a painful one. You found
yes,
love, and
yes,
I
yes.
find that mind blowing. You know,
Thank you.
because you didn't remain in a victim. You didn't remain a victim. You became an exceptional hero,
Thank
and
you.
I find that really hard. And you did that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, it was it wasn't a challenge to help people. Um it was more of, I guess, my drive of wanting to um help others through their pain because a lot of the people that I see are in a home where they were just dropped off by their family, and so sometimes they're sad. And so when I can bring a little bit of a smile for them to forget something that happened, it just brings so much joy to my heart.
It's amazing. Do you think that your pain helps you connect to their pain more easily now?
Um, I feel like because I feel like certain things that I've gone through because I was born with auditory processing disorder. So, and for those of you who don't know, it's where information doesn't process through my brain as clearly as the average typical person. But with all the other stuff that I've gone through, not just the sexual assault, I feel like it has helped me connect with people a little bit more because I can understand being different
Mhm.
and not being, I guess, the typical person of being able to read a book with no problem or not worrying about loud music because of chronic migraines. So I feel like it, what happened to me, and I've met so many other people who are survivors now. I feel like it does help a little bit,
Mhm.
just because we all have gone through something that has changed us. It doesn't have to be traumatic or anything like that, but when you go through several different things, um, it does help understand people a little bit more that are not your typical person, I guess you could say.
And I think that you inspire them because I don't, maybe they do not know that you're a survivor like you told them, but in your energy, you can tell that in your energy. And I think that people look at you and say, oh my God, if she did that, I'm able to do that too.
Yeah, and that's why when I created my slogan, Listen, Love, Connect, um, it's truly what I strive to do, especially when I go visit the people because I do visit the elderly, and when I'm sitting there, they sometimes tell me the same story over and over, but you just got to sit there and listen because sometimes they don't have someone else to talk to.
Yes. So I really love your motto, listen, love, connect.
Thank you.
It's like,
Thank you.
it's inspirational.
Thank you.
How else? What else? How else do you think it affected you? What happened to you?
Um,
So
I
it
feel like
helped you. It helped you love more and help more, and
yes,
connect to others' pain easier.
yes.
What else? If you can tell us.
Yeah. I think it has a lot to do, I believe, with there were certain things that I believed before, and after what happened, it changed my mindset a lot.
Hmm.
And so I guess mentally it changed the way I thought and think. It could be it's not in a negative way, I wouldn't say, but I think it has changed the way I think.
Do you think it's a more meaningful way now?
I think yes, I think it is a more
Mhm.
meaningful way. I think more of in terms of if this is what I'm going through, what is someone else going through it similarly? Because I mean, we're all different. We all go through things differently. But like when I was getting the tools from my therapist, I was like, and the different things I have to do, I was always thinking, what is the other another person doing? Are they getting the help they need? Are they getting the support?
Also,
Um,
you're so sweet for doing that.
it's just I was trying to, and like with what I do for on my page, Wellness Wednesday, I started that because I do not like exercise because I always thought it's something that you have to do to lose weight to get this model looking body for a stereotype that magazines have us in. But when I was talking to my therapist and everything like that, she was like, no, you really need to move your body for grounding to keep you in the present. And so whatever I put on my page is because I need it and I need it. And I'm thinking someone else has a similar thought process
Mhm.
and that they need to see it change. So trying to change the stigma of whatever has a negative stigma like exercise.
So this is why I like you so much, and I wanted you to come here and talk to us because I think you are really resourceful and you can teach us a lot of things. Not only the people with that were sexually assaulted, but all the people. Okay, so this is why I'm so thankful that you are here.
Thank you.
So, did you tell someone about what happened to you? So,
Um, Sorry, go on.
were they supportive if you tell them? Don't be specifically, just in general terms.
So I didn't tell anyone until 7 months later. Um, my mom actually did a interview on this from a parent's perspective, but I didn't tell anyone until 7 months later, just because of certain things. And when I did come out, my family was very supportive. They believed me right away. It was mainly the cops who were giving me a hard time. They were wondering why I waited so long. And I feel like most of the stuff they were asking me and telling me were the typical things that as a survivor you get. What were you wearing? Why'd you wait so long? Why'd you ruin the evidence? Things like that.
Yes.
So my family was very supportive. When they heard all of that, my mom came in like a mother bear and protected me, um, and was like, she's not going to deal with this. And so
So,
yeah, go ahead.
so you have a beautiful family. I know all of them because you have a lot of posts with them.
Yes.
And I think I'm friends now with your mom. It's like she's so cute. And I just told her in a comment that I think your family discovered the elixir of youth because you are all so young and look so young and beautiful. So, do you think it's important to tell someone if something like this happens to you?
I think it's important to tell someone on your own terms. I
Okay.
don't think so. I think that if you're not ready to say anything, you shouldn't, because it could do more harm to you. Sometimes depending on the person, but I do feel like if you want the support,
Mhm.
and if you need help, come out in your own time.
Thank you.
I really,
That's really
I
important for
really,
people to know that.
yes, yes, because a lot of times you think you have to tell right away and you're not ready. And it's so important to come out in your own terms. And when you come out, you don't have to say your story right away. You say it on your own terms at your own time. Like I told my therapist didn't ask me for my story until I was ready. And when I was ready, it was at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. I didn't think she was going to pick up, but I was having a hard time, and she thankfully did. So even if it's at 2 o'clock in the morning, say it on your own terms.
That's beautiful. And I think this is a priceless information you give us.
Thank you.
This is amazing.
Thank you so much.
You're amazing. So if it's okay for you, can you tell us about what triggers you and what happens when you are triggered? Do not go deep in your personal life.
Yeah, so for me, I feel like a lot of things trigger me just according to the event that happened to me. But what happens is panic is in my, I guess you could say, my heart. I just start feeling panic, um, and I quickly, if I'm not too, we call it the rabbit hole, like in Alice in Wonderland. If I'm not too far down the rabbit hole, I quickly try to switch my brain into breathing or reminding myself where I'm at. Recently, I was on a trip to Universal and Disneyland, and when I went on the rides, I was having fun and everything, but then all of a sudden it turned dark, like completely dark, and I was in a mindset that I was able to quickly tell myself, I'm on a ride at Disneyland, and my parents are with me, my sister's next to me, but thankfully my parents and everyone were there to also help ground me, hold my hand when I need it, and certain things like that happen when I'm triggered. But I, before I was able to get the help I need, it was worse. I would go straight into a PTSD episode, where now most of the time we could stop it before it gets that far.
That's amazing. And I think people do not realize that we can be triggered so easily in life. And
Yes. It all has to do with your experience in the past on what was traumatizing. And not everyone gets, or everyone, even if you didn't have something bad happen to you, you can be triggered because you could have something in your past that you didn't realize was a traumatizing experience. But when you get triggered, then it sometimes clicks, but sometimes some people don't know that it's a specific thing
so
that
we
triggers.
we have to learn about our body and the way we react usually, right? So
Correct.
the more you know yourself, the more you can act towards yourself and see if something is right or is not right for you and do something.
Right. And this kind of goes into, so I was diagnosed at 17 with a chronic migraine and seizure disorder that was triggered by something that I have no idea. I don't know if it's DNA. I mean, we've taken so many tests. We don't know what it was triggered by, but my seizures were first triggered by my migraines. And then after what happened to me, my seizures can come on whenever. If I'm triggered by something, they can come on. So that's sometimes hard because it just goes straight into a seizure. But I'm lucky that I have the tools now to help
Yes,
cope with certain things like that. And
yes,
I have
you do
wonderful
have the
doctors.
tools.
Yes.
Sorry, tell us.
No, I was just saying I have wonderful doctors that help and a therapist that have helped me.
So what I see is that because you are so open, you can get the help you need, and you can get the support you need.
Yes. So I'm very open, but sometimes it takes a while for me to talk about what I want to talk about with my therapist. So it's just
Yes.
like, hey, you're in control of the car, Savannah. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it today. And she's like, okay. And
You're
then
so sweet.
a week later, I'm like, all right, I want to talk about it.
You're so sweet. But you're courageous. Although you feel the fear of talking about it, you see that it's something important, more important than fear, and that's courage. You know,
Thank you.
you go through fear and you talk about it because you see and you know that talking about it is more important than fear itself.
Thank you.
The
Yes.
advantages of talking and the help and the support you can get by talking.
Thank you. Yes,
Love.
yes, that's so true.
So, can you tell us? So, this is the fun part. Can you
Yay.
tell us about your amazing furry souls and how do they help you about your animals? You're gonna talk of now. She has beautiful animals, all of you. She has amazing animals, and she's gonna show us something today. Not her animals. You can see her. You can see them in the posts. So, can you tell them? Can you tell us about your furry souls and the way they help you?
Yes, so I have 6 animals total in my household, but 4 of them are working animals. So I have Monroe, who is a rabbit, a white rabbit, and he is a fully trained therapy rabbit, and he is a task trained emotional support animal. He's the reason I am still here today. He helped me a lot. He was at college with me um, with what happened to me, so he helped me a lot during that dark time. And then we have Miss Maisel. She is a therapy pig or miniature potbelly pig in training. She would already be trained by now, but with COVID and everything, her training got kind of pushed back. But she's so fun and sassy, and we call her our diva. And then we have 2 American bullies. We have Shelby, who is a therapy dog in training. Um, he's he loves affection. He rolls on his back and smiles, and he just loves affection and loves meeting new people. And then I have Kaya, my service dog in training, and she's helping me um, get my independence back.
That's beautiful. Can you tell us more about how animals can help us in general?
Yeah, so animals, I think for most of us, we love our furry babies. They mean so much to us. But the great part about animals is they don't judge you. Do you could like not clip your nails and have long nails, and they're like they don't care. As long as you give them love and everything like that. And they also help you, especially dogs and well, all animals. They help you feel like you have a purpose in the morning. You got to keep them living in order for you to live.
Yes.
And that's what Monroe helped me a lot. Is during my dark time, there was a point that I didn't want to be here anymore, but I knew that I had to keep going because Monroe needed to keep living. And if no one would find Monroe, what would happen to him? So he helped me a lot. Animals give us a purpose. They also help us release, I like to say, happy chemicals in our brain. They
Yes.
keep us moving. I Kai Shelby helped me go on my daily walks every day because I know they need the exercise. I know I need the exercise. And they just do so much for us. I mean, I can't even say how much because it's so much.
Yes, you're so true. You're true that we have to have like, I don't know, 20 hours to talk about the benefits of our animals.
Yes,
Can
there's
you
a
can
such.
you tell us like two benefits about animals can help others? Like you go with Monroe in your sessions.
Yes.
Okay, what do you see there?
So Monroe, at the retirement home assistant living that I go to, Monroe really helps out with those with Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
He helped jog back some memories of theirs with if they had a pet rabbit, or the funny ones are when they used to raise rabbit for meat, and that helped jog memory. I'm like, all right, whatever works, I'm here. So he helps in that way with the elderly. And then the way and then with the group home that I visit at a ranch, Miss Maisel helps them because not we do a lot of animal assisted activities, which a lot of them can't because of joint problems and such. So she helps them entertain them, bring smiles to their faces when they're sitting down, waiting for everyone to be done with their walk.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. And can you tell us about the medical devices you created, the companion? I'm so
Yes,
excited.
my
I
therapeutic
couldn't wait to
device.
talk about this. So you have them with you? That's
I
amazing.
do.
And
So,
please here be specifically.
so a little background. When I first came home and with my various disabilities, I have to keep what I like to call a safety backpack, which has stress balls, Velcro, all this stuff just to help keep me grounded and stay on my feet, I guess you could say, in the present. And so I had so much stuff, and when I'd be in an episode, my mom would have to take everything out and bring all this stuff out. And so I created something that has everything in it. So this is, and they're all based off the animals I train for therapy. So this is Monroe. He's a 4-pound, equally distributed weighted animal. He also has, so first off, they have 4 of the 5 senses that you need for grounding: sight, smell, hear, and touch. So on his paw, so I'm going to go from front to back because they have a lot on them.
Yes,
So
you're so creative and so smart. When you, sorry for interrupting you.
no,
Well, guys, when Savannah told me for the first time about these companions, my mind was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're so amazing, and you did this together with your family. You have to talk about your family too. Sorry for doing that, but you are an amazing family, exceptional family. So go on, please. Sorry for the interruption.
no, you're great. You're great.
Thank you.
So on his 2 front paws, we have gloves, and behind these gloves are Velcro. And I'll come up to the screen so you could see. You can kind of hear the Velcro.
Yes.
So the Velcro helps with sensory input and skin picking, and also we found out that they can help with stroke victims. So a lot of times they lose feeling in their hands. So this is a perfect way to get some feeling back with a physical therapist, and also trying to put the glove back on. So that we put the glove on for a safety feature. So when you're hugging your hero, you don't have it caught in your hair or on your clothes or scratching you. Then in his head, we first have a 100% wool collar, and you are able to put a essential oil on it for a natural diffuser. So you can have it in the air while you're sitting at your desk working. You could just have it going, or when you're hugging it, you can smell. But that's for aromatherapy, to help bring calm you down, bring you happy agents, certain things like that.
This is
A mood balance.
amazing.
And we also created our own essential oil, which is a mood balancer. It has everything you need in it to bring up your mood and also calm you down. I don't have it with me, but when you open up his head, which has a hidden zipper, there is a pocket here for a sound box that we created for controlled breathing. And we actually, my mom put together the sound for those who want to meditate or want to just do some controlled breathing to help with anxiety, with their job, or whatever they're having anxiety, or if they just want to maintain their mental health.
So this is
So
amazing. You thought about everything.
I did.
Yes, you did.
And then, so he is a 4-pound, equally distributed rabbit. And then Shelby is an
So
eight
please tell
pound.
people about the importance of that heavy weight, because it's for pressure.
Yes.
So
So they have pressure therapy, and we wanted to make sure that it was equally distributed for that equal weight, because a lot of the products we were finding was all at the rump, which you would have to sit it in a specific way. You can sit these guys any way. You can sit them up on your lap. You can have them lying down, whatever you like. And the purpose of pressure therapy is to help lower blood pressure, reduce pain in a certain area of your body, anxiety. It helps with PTSD. I know a lot of kids with autism
Yes.
have to do certain things with weight. So this is a great tool to have. And they don't look scary.
Yes.
I know some devices look scary, and a lot of kids don't want to use them.
So
So
maybe
this,
they have vests or something, blankets and vests, and this is not, they are not cute as Monroe is.
yes. And I found out when I came home, I thought a lot of times I didn't want to be hugged at the time, um, just because it was a trigger for me. And so I thought a weighted blanket would help me. But when I put it on, it was more of a trigger. So because of so much weight, and that was just for me. So having something that is still weighted and but not triggering, because you can lay down if you would want and put it on your chest like this. I know a few people who hold it like a baby, and they love holding it like a baby, which helps them. You could set it on your lap, wherever you need that pressure, and you can decipher if you want a 4 pound or an 8 pound, whatever will help you. It also has in the back stress balls, and I can kind of go up, and it gives that resistance that you need. I found out that stress balls helped
Yes.
me in certain scenarios of my healing, and they still help me to this day, stress balls. It just gives you that fidget that you need. Also, it helps with physical therapy. I know a lot of people, we know a friend who was going through physical therapy, and he had to use those grip machines, but he hated it because, I mean, who wants to sit there going like this? So he loved this idea because he gets to he was petting it, and he didn't even realize he was squeezing the stress ball. He was just loving
Amazing.
it, squeezing. And Shelby has all the same features. The only thing that makes him different is that he's 8 pounds.
So
So
this is
he's much
amazing.
larger. Thank you. And they all come with these therapeutic vests on the animal to let you know, hey, this is my friend, and he's going to help me.
Yes, yes, I love it. Can you tell people more about your project and how can we help this project? And about your
Yes,
mom and your parents, the way they help you, and your grandma, please, just 1 minute.
yes. So yes, I came up with the concept, but without my mom, my grandma helping me put together and find out the technology on what was right, I couldn't have done it without them. Um, my mom is the business part of the company. She also helped with, I knew I wanted Velcro on there, but she thought that for a safety feature, we needed the glove. So she helped out with that. My grandma helped out with the insides of the animal to help with the equally distribution. Without the rest of my family giving me support, these heroes wouldn't they wouldn't be here today without the support. And actually today, because these animals are going to be assembled here in the United States, we're going to sign a lease on our building today. Right
Oh,
after
that's
this call.
amazing. I can't
Um,
wait to see them on everywhere, you know?
they
So this is where I'm a clinical psychologist, I'm psychotherapist, and I've been working with kids with autism. And I know that this tool, this companion is really important in the world.
thank
We
you.
used to
And
buy it from, we used to buy things from Amazon. We don't have it in Romania. We don't have interesting things here and therapeutic things. So, but we never found the companions you're creating. And I
thank
know that this resource is really important in the world. Thank you. How can we
thank
help
no,
you
thank
with this project? How can people help you with this project?
Yes, so you can help us by donating. It would be greatly appreciated to get us to our next step. Um, I have two links in my bio for PayPal and GoFundMe. If I also have a video that can it doesn't explain a little bit more, but you can watch it on my YouTube and on my Instagram. But donations are greatly appreciated right now. Any little bit helps.
Yes, this is important.
We
It's
need it
really,
to production so we can send it out into the world.
yes, for anxiety, for depression too, for autism, for trauma, for everything is really important. Important.
For everyone and everywhere.
Yes, yes, for yes, everywhere too. You're correct.
Yeah. So they're not only for those with, we found out because we found out very quickly that they're not just for people with disabilities, as they help those with disabilities, but it also helps those maintain their mental health.
Yes, yes, you're true. This is true. So, what are the resources that help you survive? We know, and not only survive, as I told you before, this is what you inspire me. You didn't only survive, you succeeded to live, but most of all, you succeeded to listen, love, and connect. How did you
Yes.
manage to do all this?
I couldn't do it first off without my family. I can't say it enough, but they were a huge support in my healing journey. I couldn't do it without Rape on Campus, which you can find them on social media. They were truly helpful. They are the ones who introduced me to grounding, or my mom introduced her to grounding to help me out of my PTSD episodes. I couldn't do it without Somi, a friend that I won't say his name, but a friend who gave us Somi. Couldn't done it without him.
Yes.
I love my animals. Couldn't have done it without them. But for everyone, if you need resources, NRAIN on Campus is a great one. RAIN is another one. RAIIN, I believe.
So we're gonna give credits in our post.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, they deserve it because they helped me a lot. They would be on calls late at night before we found Somi, helping my mom get me out of crazy situations, and they were truly, truly helpful.
So can you tell us a little bit, just a few moments, about the importance of, we talked about it, but can you tell people how important is to find the right therapist for you? The,
Yeah.
the, the right that is for you.
Correct. Yes. So I want to say this too, with resources and everything and going in therapy, everyone is different. So when I came home, I knew that I would have to go to therapy. After my attack, I did try going to therapy, but I wasn't ready at the time. So when I came home, I knew I would go to therapy, but I knew I didn't want a group setting because at the time I felt like someone has gone through it worse. But what I've grown to know is that no one had it worse. Everyone's trauma is different and it affects them differently. So there's no comparison. But at the time, that's how my mindset was. And I didn't want a group session. I knew I wanted individual. And so we went through, and I was going to school to be a child psychologist, but I was only in my second semester. So I knew a little bit what I needed, or second year, but I knew a little bit of what I needed and what was out there. So when we went to certain places, I would go based off of how they would react with me. So the first therapist, a lot of them was like, so we don't take this type of insurance, so how would you pay me? And so you don't want someone like that. I mean, if you do, that's your choice, but I needed someone who was going to be empathetic and sympathize and help me through this struggle. So we had a lot of phone calls like that. And then when we finally went into one, the therapist right away wanted me to tell the story, and I wasn't ready. So I asked if my mom, and at the time I was 19, and so I had my mom come in with me, and they didn't like that. They're like, "You're over 18, you should be in here by yourself." And I was very timid at the time and wasn't sticking
Mhm.
up for myself. So my mom's like, "No, I'm going to be in here because something happened and I'm going to stick with her." And she's not comfortable. So you need to find someone who is willing to do what you're comfortable with. If that's bringing your mom in, that should be totally okay with the therapist. Um, if you don't want to tell your story right away, or if you don't want to speak about something, but you want your mom to, that should be okay with the therapist, if that's what you want. So it's very important to put together something that you know what you're looking for
Mhm.
and follow that, because if you don't find a good therapist, you're not going to get the help.
So your suggestion and your advice is do not be ashamed to look over and over again for a therapist that works for you.
Correct. Don't give up. Don't give up. I promise you, there are good therapists out there, and with all the technology we have, you can go somewhere that is not local to you. I mean, how many clients do you have that are not in Romania?
A lot of them, all over the world, in South
So
Africa,
technology is
USA.
your friend.
What? Excuse me?
I said technology
Yes.
will be your friend because you don't
Yes.
have to find someone local.
Yes,
My
you're right.
therapist is in New York, and
Oh,
I live in Arizona.
that's cool. That's cool. Thank you so much. Before
I
we
think
are over, can you give us some recommendations, not only for those who suffered sexual assault, but all of us? What's your
yes.
advices?
So my advice, so I first want to say, because it works for me, sometimes it's not going to work for other people. But something that I find that's very important is to find a grounding technique that helps you. Whether it's breathing, controlled breathing, 4 and 8 out is the recommendation. Exercising, taking a run. I know some people who love running and that's their way of grounding, but find a grounding technique that works for you and that will help you through your day, through your week, through your month.
Thank you, thank you. You're so wonderful, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to know more about you and let people be inspired by you. I know you helped a lot of people today. Thank
Thank you.
you. So,
Just take one moment at a time, guys.
yes, thank you. You're amazing. I want you to remember that we'll be waiting your questions. You can send me your questions in private messages, and I will give your message to Savannah, and Savannah will reply. And we'll create together some Instagram stories with the questions and answers. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank,
Okay.
thank you, Savannah, for being here today, and thank all of you for being here and supporting us. And I hope
Yes.
you can go to. I hope you go, and I recommend you to go to Exceptional Heroes Instagram profile, and you can go. And I will post about everyone you told us today. Okay,
Yes.
and I will post about your website, okay, because it's a really wonderful website and we need to support each other. This is what technology can do to us. So
Yes.
who came there?
Oh, Kaya. She was sleeping and now she's awake.
So she was too far from you, and it took her you are not so long, you're not separated so long.
No, yes.
Yes. And she said, oh my God, this is too much, I have to see how is she.
Yes, and she's sniffing me out.
Oh, she's so cute. Thank you,
Thank you.
Savannah. I hope, and I know we'll meet again.
Yes, yes, we will. Thank
Yes,
you so
thank
much.
you. Thank you, all of us, all of you. Goodbye.
Bye.